So then Jarrett, right, doesn't see me much with girly stuff that he'd like. I mean, he's kind of like, well, this is too male. He like wants me in like girl clothes, and to have like a natural, no makeup face like his ex. Stop.
Thank you guys for coming.
And like I don't wear very much exposed stuff unless I feel safe. And you know, I'm like seeing parts of him that I know from social media, so I'm like, okay, well, you know, things are better, and you know, like I can get a normal mindset, life track on schedule with. Please stop. With, you know, everything that's happening in my life and something normal, and so I'm not wearing, you know, makeup, I'm not wearing girly stuff, and when I do wear something like a shirt that is more fitted, and either I have my binder on or I have like a relaxed bra on, then it's like things that his young bachelor self just like can't stop himself from acknowledging. And you know, I'm taking it with stop, you're clawing me, stop, not again, stop.
Okay, so here we go. These are your prayers that submitted 10 pages.
I have too many of your claw bloody moments. Don't. We had a good day. Stop it. Come on.
Okay. So here, health and healing. Sandra, prayers for my stepmother Carmen, who's undergoing.
So, anyways.
Also, he's going through a health crisis.
So he's picking and choosing what he decides to behave around me based on his mood and how he thinks it's going to be presented out with the community, the town over here, or friends out in Jackson. And
Melissa, please pray for my daughter-in-law.
so I'm getting creeped out, but I also have no real place to go because, you know, I'm trying to get myself back on like a normal life, being around people my age after being around family a lot and being around, you know, like certain extended family stuff and law lawyer stuff. Stop it.
Also prayers for my son, who is an amazing hockey player.
Sorry, I'm glaring at you, but I'm glaring at Kenny.
Denise, prayers for my sister Shelley.
He doesn't have healthy cat food, so he gets kind of weird with the dog food around.
I had a hypertensive event.
I don't pay for things.
I'm having trouble getting my blood pressure back to stable.
And then Kenny's
Molly,
like,
please pray for my friend,
well,
Beth,
I don't really get fed the right amount of human food that Annie the dog gets.
She has stage 3 colon cancer.
He's pretty thin. So is Annie, but Annie has muscle.
Mary, please pray for
Jenny
colleague
doesn't have muscle.
Melanie, who has breast
And
cancer with surgery set
so
for October
yeah.
29th, and 6 weeks
Okay,
of
so
radiation
pretty much
recovery thereafter.
what has happened is that
Kaylee,
he's
I'm
using me
requesting
for
prayers
work,
for my
right?
current
And
difficulties, health and finance.
the
May be
touches, right?
Maybe losing my house and I'm
And, you know, gets upset if he, like, feels like we should be flirting and, you know, like, brushing hands together or something, and I'm just, like, awkwardly like, nah. And, you know, him really getting into his feelings because of his autism and his beliefs of how smart he is with his IQ and his ADHD, etc., and all his knowledge about drugs and chemicals and fitness and technology and mechanics, and so he's like piling it up, right? So that he looks like a man driving his big truck, even though he's like maybe
Sally, please pray
maybe
for my little sister Janet,
like
stage 4 lung
a
cancer.
foot. I'm joking, like
Olga, my friend sister Mary, she's scheduled for heart valve replacement surgery.
4 inches or 5 inches taller than me. At least that's what he looks like, being short in his truck. Sorry. You gotta be brave with everything he's been asking to be seen in his truck.
Okay. See Janice. I'm recovering.
Sorry. It's just that I get upset when he's offering me all these things. He's like, if you need this, here's this. If you need that, take that. You know the place around here in this property. If something needs something, get it, and then, you know, apply it, and, you know, like being like, I know you can be independent around here, and, you know, like helping me, and then later on, you know, being like, you're not doing enough.
Neuromuscular disease. Laurel, prayers for Robert Blueback, Sr.
And here I am opening up to him, telling him about certain social media connections that have been happening, including some like technology level people that he would follow for the information of their work online and still does. And I don't know if it's jealousy, I don't know if it's creeper mode, stalker mode through me, or like what, but like he doesn't treat me any better, even though he knows that for conversational topics to build friendship here, so that, you know, like I'm being a good guest, he's like using that. And so I just shut down, and then he gets more upset, and then calls me a bad person, and so, you know, he's like, oh, well, I forgot to feed you this week. Oh, just be lucky that you found some cans that have been there for months. And then he's getting upset that no one's booking, right? And that I could have done something, that I could have, you know, been like, oh, here's these awesome pictures of your place. You can change the ones on your website, or you could add a little something where people will want to come here more often and have those resources. And he's like, you're not doing enough. And so I'm taking a break, right? like I'm trying to rest my body so I am not hijacked up on some like forced adrenaline, because my body's on alert system, because I've been moved from place to place to place to place to place, and then my body's like, when are you gonna rest? Oh, well, my body's not recognizing it, and I'm like trying to put my body in a schedule where it can recognize a normal body mind and location mindset. And he's, he's upset because he's more used to like the fast lane hippie life, living in his van and all this stuff, and like him wanting that type of friendship with someone, and like trying to force like every single thing that he's been wanting, that he needs to feel like he's reached a goal in his 30s, like that kind of stuff. And so he gets upset and then creepy because he also knows that I like shower in his cabin, and he's like recently been like, okay, well, if you want to be around, you gotta play by my rules, right? He already has a camera in the room I'm staying in, right? Like looking towards the door, and just in case I leave the door open. And so, to see what's going on throughout my day. And so then afterwards, during this time, apart from, the months of like having that camera there, and then me being like, I need to close my door because I need